Hey guys, Shane Stovall here. I started to do this video this morning. Just wanted to do a quick little video. For those of you who know me, don't worry, just kind of ignore me for the next 30 seconds while I explain this to the people who don't know me. But I'm a huge snake lover, huge cardinal lover as well. Go Cards. But anyway, I wanted to make a video just to kind of introduce my snake collection that I've reacquired. I kind of got out of the game, you call it, for the last few years, and then just kind of got back into it and picking up right where I left off. Actually picking up more than where I left off. I got to keep an eye on this snake over here. That's what we're going to start with. But anyway, I'm finally going to give breeding the ball pythons, which is my favorite kind of snake. I'm going to give breeding a shot. I've actually done it before with friends or with other breeders, never with my own animals. So, you know, it ought to be kind of a fun, challenging thing to do. Maybe make a little bit of money. Not really worried about that. Just wanting to, you know, create some different morphs, maybe some that have never been made before, and just have a lot of fun. And I've got two huge helps this year. I've got my daughters Jalen and Reagan, and they've been helping me out, and they're super excited, and they're doing a great job. They're very smart, they're catching on quick, they're learning very, very fast, a lot faster than I learned on the snakes. So anyway, we'll get started here. I'm just wanted to introduce my collection. I've got just a small collection, especially compared to a lot of the breeders out there. Some of my favorite breeders, for those of you guys who may be new into the game, some people you can look out for and maybe get some animals from, because they have very good quality. You're going to pay a pretty penny, but you know, you're getting the quality. You get Justin Kabilka. He's probably my favorite. I think he comes up with the best stuff out there. Brian Barczyk is really good and really famous as well. Everybody knows him from Snake Bites and Animal Bites. He's on YouTube. He's on here. Check him out. You can check out Justin Kabilka on here. Garrett DeMeyer is one of my favorites. He's very good. Locally here in Shelbyville, we got Lakes Snakes. Guys, check him out on Facebook. He's got some great quality clowns. And speaking of clowns, we'll go ahead and start. I'm going to get my little collection here introduced. So hopefully my focus will work now. I tried to do this video this morning by myself, and I just couldn't get the thing to focus. So we're going to do this over. Starting out, this is my biggest female of my group. Her name is Misty. You can see she's got gorgeous colors. She's got some great blushing right here on the saddles, or on the the blushing right here. You can kind of see where it's a light brown in the black. That's called blushing. She doesn't like being touched sometimes. That's a total lie. She loves being touched. She loves human contact. She'll snuggle up next to you and be your best friend. But just look at this reduced pattern. She's a normal, what's called a normal ball python, but she is possibly het for clown. And the pattern back here looks a lot like clowns do. So I think she is probably carrying the gene. A real quick genetics without going too deep into it. Genetics lesson. If you hear the word het, that means the snake does not visually look like the morph, but it does carry the gene to produce that morph. If it's paired with another het, this being the case is a female, so when I pair her with a het clown male, there is a possibility that they will both throw the gene to the baby, and the baby would then come out visually looking like a clown instead of looking like a normal, as Misty does. And you can see here comes Misty out of her hole here. And that's her water dish, but she does climb up in it and underneath it, as you can see. And I put her name in her bowl for her there, so you know she's got her own thing going. And you can kind of see the head stamp there. That is another thing that kind of tells me that she's probably carrying the gene for the clown morph, because most of your normals don't have the head stamps. Some of them do. That's not a guaranteed thing, but like I said, most of them don't have a head stamp. And that head stamp really kind of tells me that she is carrying the clown gene. That plus the reduced pattern back at the tail, which you're going to see coming out again here in just a second. But she's a gorgeous, gorgeous snake. I mean, I love these snakes, just, you know, more than people probably realize. Actually, sad news, I lost two snakes abruptly and very shockingly over the last month or two. Just lost one. Taz was my favorite. He was my kid's favorite as well. He was a black pastel breeder, male breeder. He came from Lakes Snakes. It just tore us up. We lost him on April 1st. He was just stressed out, I guess, from the move. I bought him from the local breeder, William Lake, here in town, and I guess he was just stressed out and never just kind of took on. You know, I had him a few months and he passed away. But That's nothing against Mr. Lake, because he has quality animals, and I look forward to hopefully getting some more animals from him in the near future. You guys definitely check him out, like I said. But anyway, and then I lost a female pastel named Goldie. She was a beautiful snake, but I've got pictures and maybe even a video or two on my Facebook of both of them. You guys can get on there and check that out. They were both beautiful snakes. Taz was a puppy dog, just like this one here is, Misty. She's very, not what they call head shy, as you can see. I mean, she'll back up a little bit. She's actually being a little bit cantankerous today, more than usual. She normally will just crawl up and she'll literally lay her head on my shoulder or put it up in my cheek or my neck and rub her head into my neck like she's trying to, you know, snuggle up. So now she's gonna be kind of silly over here and not want to get in front of the camera. Let's see if I can't get a little bit closer on her face and show you all this beautiful snake. You can kind of see the pattern on the belly. That's another sign that could mean that she is carrying a gene for the clown, or for any for several different morphs. A lot of times the normal ball pythons, their bellies are just pretty much clean, just straight white. So you can kind of see a lot of pattern, a lot of busyness going on here. One other thing I like about her that I'll show you is these alien heads on the side. That's what those, I'm sure you probably thought they looked like aliens, and that's what they are called, is alien heads. But as you can see right here where my finger is, she's got two alien heads, and then right in the middle looks like a B or an 8. I thought that was really kind of neat. You know, it's different. And just a fun little fact with these alien heads, they are the reason, that was the inspiration Steven Spielberg had for E.T. And that's why, if you think about it, and you look at those, some of them at least, not all of them, there's one, kind of looks like E.T. There's one with E.T. with some messed up eyes. But anyway, we'll move on to the next snake, because she's getting in the camera strap and being a butt. Let me get her back in here without losing my camera and try to get moving on, show you all the rest of the snakes here. Well, you're gonna have to wait just a second, girl. I gotta put your lid back on for you, and I'll have to put her hide box in there in just a second. Okay, I'm gonna have to set the camera down and move this, and we'll go on to the next one. Put our hide box back in here for her. And we'll set this one down. So that was Misty, my normal het clown female. This is one of the newest to the group. This is a male pinstripe named Armani. You got the pinstripes, I figured you had to name him Armani. That's the only way I was ever going to get to put an Armani pinstripe on me, is just like this right here. And right off the bat, you will notice a huge difference in the pattern and the color. The brown color is kind of similar as Misty had, but obviously you can see a completely different pattern. That's why he's called a pinstripe, because you can see he has the pinstripes. And he's fairly new. Like I said, we just got him not too long ago. He was actually, I guess, I was helping one of the, probably actually the biggest breeder in Kentucky now. I've been helping him recently. A guy named Brian Burnett. He's got about 400 to 500 snakes. Come on now, stop squirming. Armani's being a pain in the butt too. Nobody wants to cooperate today, but I was helping Brian and built up some credit from helping him, and so I chose to take this guy home with me. Didn't cost me any money, so he's going to be hopefully a future stud breeder for me. He is het albino as well, so if you guys know anything about albino, you know it's going to be white and yellow mostly. We'll keep pretty much the same pattern. You can imagine the same pattern on a snake, except it's mostly all white with some yellow added through, and it's beautiful snakes. So he's het albino, and we'll carry on to the next. Let me get one good look at his head for you guys. And here in the light, pretty snake. And he's a sweetheart as well. He loves the camera, as you can see. So we'll put him back in. Of course, now he's going to want to try to escape. So that is my male pinstripe Armani. You can see they don't take up much, or they don't need much room. They actually, these snakes come from West Africa, and they spend the majority of their lives underground, burrowing in holes and just waiting for rodents to come by, so they can snatch them up and constrict them and then swallow them. So, excuse me, I'll have to set the camera down one more time and get Armani out of the way and move on to the next one. Trying to do this quick, not to take up too much of your all's time. I know it's probably kind of boring for most of you. Moving on, let's go here to one of probably my favorite. I don't know, they're all my favorite. I don't guess I can call one my favorite per se. This is Jinx. She is a yellow belly, at least, and possibly a gravel. And those are two different morphs. One is a yellow belly I just mentioned, and the other a gravel. And the reason I'm not sure is because anybody is not sure, because the yellow belly and the gravels look so much alike. They're very, very hard to tell apart. But again, you can see here's another one that's totally different pattern from the first two snakes we saw. She's absolutely beautiful. Got some great colors, some great markings, and her belly, which I'll show you, tells me I think I've got a pretty good shot at having a gravel. And the reason I would like to have her be a gravel is because a gravel bred to a yellow belly makes a morph called a highway, which is my favorite morph out there, and it's actually a pretty expensive snake. So I don't have very much money into her, less than $100 or less than $150. And if she turns out to be a gravel, she will be worth about $1,000. So you can kind of see her belly, see if it'll focus in here. Of course it's not, because I'm trying to do this one-handed. You can kind of see these black specks on the white part of her belly there. Hopefully that's a little better. Let's see here. Hopefully you can kind of see the little black, looks like gravel basically, spread out through the white, and that's why they're called gravel. But she is an absolutely gorgeous snake, and I'll show you my favorite part about her is what they call flames on the sides. You see where the whites, where it's kind of washed out on each of those little triangle shaped all through here. Every one of those are called flames, and you don't normally see a snake with flames on every single spot like that. But as you can see, she has flames. That's these right there, you know, the little white parts down here. Flames on every single one of them except one or two, which is just crazy. She's trying to escape out the back. And a lot of these snakes are very, very head shy. As you can see, they're real skittish, real jumpy. That's how they get the name ball python, because when they're scared, they do like that and they'll ball up. Perfect example. A lot of people are scared of snakes, terrified of snakes, whatever. Hopefully this video may help some of you out, and just to kind of get you to show you that they're not slimy, disgusting creatures who attack you. Far be it from that. They're the exact opposite. They're very smooth, soft, especially when they're younger. Very soft. Let go of that. Here, let's see if we can see her belly and see the gravel part a little bit better. All these little black spots down here. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see her. She's trying to get on the camera. Let's get a look at her over here in the light. That's a little bit better. She's absolutely beautiful. I love her to death. She's amazing. The flames that you can see them up there in the palm of my hand are just, I mean, they're just out of this world. You just don't see flames like that on many snakes, many ball pythons. So that's the most flames and the most intense flaming I've seen on any of them. And actually, right up here by my thumb, if I can get the light, this flame goes, you can see it right there in the middle, where it's blushed out. It goes all the way around. No, it's actually down here. All the way around the snake. Right there. See this one right in the middle? Where are you going? Let me get her back up here and see if we can show you guys. Boy, these are not wanting to cooperate, and trying to do this one-handed is kind of difficult. So we're going to put her back. They're right here. See how this goes from the side up over the dorsal and all the way to the other side, unbroken. That's not usual. not normal. So she's like I said, I think I've got some really cool offspring in the future with her. I will breed her to a yellow belly. Like I said, she is either a yellow belly or a gravel. So I'm going to find out what she is. I will breed her to a yellow belly, a male yellow belly, because 2 yellow bellies produce a baby snake that is all white, or mostly all white. It has a little bit of yellow in it sometimes, and that's called an ivory, and they're beautiful, and they're worth a few $100 a piece, so you can't go wrong there. But if in fact she is a gravel, then when bred to a yellow belly, she will produce the highways that I was mentioning, and they are extremely cool. You can look those up, Google them, and see what I'm talking about. Moving on, this is another male. This is Bandit, and he's been a little squirrely lately. Probably sitting on top of his house like he usually is, and he's probably going to want to bite me, and that's fine. I don't care. I'll let him, just to show you guys that. Let's see if you can hear him. He's huffing and hissing. He's been a little butthead lately. Come on, buddy. Now, he looks a lot, pretty similar to Jinx. This is Bandit, again. You can see he's got flames on his side. And that he's actually called a fire. He's not a normal, he's a fire. And he is het for piebald, which are the snakes that look, it'd be like if you just took this snake and just dipped it in a white paint, and maybe all this section right here would be totally white. That's what a piebald looks like. They're very interesting snakes, and come in lots of different patterns and mutations, with some being high white, some being low white. But anyway, this is a fire and het for piebald, so I'm going to breed him with a female who is also het for piebald, just like I was talking about Misty at the beginning being het for clown, breeding with a male het clown. So hopefully he and the female that I breed him to, which you'll meet her in just a minute, hopefully they'll give me a piebald or even a vanilla cream piebald, which we won't get into that. It's too much to. If anybody that's new watching this won't understand it, so we'll get into that at a later time. But anyway, you can kind of see he's got a very reduced pattern, unlike Misty's, who had the big kind of fat pattern on her. He's got some little dots. He's got some waves. He's got a little bit of some bands. I see where I call these little bands. What a lot of people call them bands as well. But so that's why I named him Bandit. He's banded, so I named him Bandit. I know it's a horrible play on words and a crappy joke, I guess. But anyway, this is Bandit. He's a good little guy, just a little nippy sometimes. And he wasn't for the first month or so we had him, but just here lately he's turned into a striking machine. He likes to try to bite, and he doesn't even